Welcome to the Weekly Travel Alert. I'm Steve Glenn.
I'm Paul Glenn.
Hey, Paul, today we're going to have fun talking about passports.
Okay.
We're going to talk about frequent flyer miles.
One of your favorite things
That's
to talk
right.
about.
We're going to talk about hotel chains.
Okay.
And we're going to also talk about how far behind hotels are on the technology grid because they're terrible.
We still use fax machines in this.
Oh,
industry.
sure. Give away my headline. Okay. The first headline reads this. You will soon be able to renew your passport online. Actually, you can today. The federal government, the U.S. Department of State, in June announced that they're going to do a beta test again. This is like the second time they've turned it on to start renewing applications for passports. So this is great news. This is giant news for anybody that's tried to renew their passport. Send in the money, send in your old passport, send in pictures,
yep.
all that stuff.
So everything's going digital.
It's going to
photos digital then?
Yeah, so everything literally will be done digitally, but they only do so many a day.
Okay.
They're testing it, and I'm hoping by the end of the year they'll all go digital, which only makes sense, which is fantastic news.
Yeah.
In a digital world, for us to have to go in and send things to Washington, oh my gosh, come on, give me a break. Great news, ladies and gentlemen. Number two, this week's Weekly Travel Alert, sponsored by Executive Travel. Paul, we put together a email copy of our Weekly Travel Alert, send it out to 100,000 people every week, and we also do a radio show.
Yeah, KLIN Radio on Saturdays, but you can go to their website. I actually put that in our company newsletter where there's links and you can go listen to all of our prior. And the nice thing with the radio, I mean, each method of communication obviously has its value. The newsletter, a quick and easy read. The podcast, we can give a little more insight to it, but the radio show, we've got 40 minutes every week of content, so we can really expand or we can add based on what else we're seeing.
That's right.
So it's actually fun because each one has a little bit different than it's got to offer for you.
All right, that second headline reads, frequent flyer miles are the new world currency. Paul, there's a company called IAG. They're the parent company of British Airways, Iberia, and Aer Lingus. And they have these plans to massively expand their loyalty program. And they're expanding it to other airlines, like they recently added Qatar Airlines and Finnair to their Avios, A-V-I-O-S points. Okay? So if you think about it, there are some people that are point gurus. Mm-hmm. I'm a point guru. Tom in our office is a point guru. Mm-hmm. They live, die, and breathe using
how to
points.
maximize those points, right? How to enjoy the world without breaking the wallet.
So here I am. I'm thinking, it's basically a currency. Mm-hmm. And actually some of these, like American Express points, you can redeem for dollars, basically, to pay your bills. And so we've already started down that path, but they haven't leveraged it outside of their airlines. Yeah. So now they're leveraging it to other airlines. So a smaller airline doesn't have the power of a bigger consortium, so to speak. So they're going to pull in these smaller airlines, and now they're going to go after hotels,
retail,
and other retailers. So
sounds like a business you started about 25 years ago.
That's right.
Travel Ticks.
Yeah, we started a loyalty program called Travel Ticks with multiple retailers and other things. And so that leads us into the third headline of this week's Weekly Traveler, which reads, look for a blockbuster announcement that a major hotel chain partner will build an alliance with an airline. So think about this. Think about Bonvoy or Marriott literally saying we're going to go in with United Airlines and the Star Alliance, mm-hmm. right? Now, all those people, you're a 1K member,
yep.
right?
Yep.
Wouldn't you be more likely to stay at a Bonvoy or Marriott if you could get points from them?
And status. I think status is the other key. I think historically, if you had certain statuses, you already got some sort of status with right. one or the other. But yeah, if this is going to be kind of an across the board thing, then I think there's definitely more value in being able to obtain miles or points from more options. So yeah, I think there's definitely a value that's going to push people to make decisions one way or the other if they don't already have a loyalty somewhere.
Well, and I think what's going to happen is that Bonvoy point and that United point or that Star Alliance point is all going to meld together into a single currency. Now it's all, discombobulated, and it doesn't have the power.
Yep.
If you have one currency where the United is a Bonvoy Marriott, that they're just going to marry them together, and they bring each other's power to each other one. So that's the big block.
So what does that look like when they have to then figure out valuations, and especially if they would actually fully join them and roll them together and say, instead of having Star Alliance and Bonvoy separate, now there's just one. Similar to when the airlines did their consolidations, and you had to take your Continental and combine it with your United program. And they had to join those together. They had different values. You earned in different ways and things like that. So
it had to simplify.
It took a while for that to all get figured out and to kind of normalize. So it'll be interesting to see if this comes about, how it comes about, and is it streamlined or is it an ugly mess like when we went through all those airline consolidations?
You bet. Well, it's going to be an interesting world ahead of us, but I sense that this is bigger than Bitcoin and bigger, that as it rolls along and brings in other retailers and other things.
It's been in the market for as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
so
40 years.
That's the thing, is there's a comfort with it. My challenge to it would be is it seems like over the last 10 years, the devaluation of the miles is something that I would be concerned about, because that's been what they've been focused on is your miles don't go near as far as they used to. So there's some risk with this.
And the fourth headline in this week's Weekly Traveler reads, down the road, look for retail stores to partner with the airlines. So just think if you're Lowe's, right? Now Lowe's has a loyalty program. United has a loyalty program. Marriott has a program. Think if they all come together and suddenly you take a Home Depot buyer who's a United Airlines traveler, and he's going to say, hey, I'm going to move that to Lowe's.
I need a new Weber grill.
Yeah,
I'm going to go someplace where it's going to complement something else that I'm doing.
That's
exactly.
Yep. So the opportunities, but the airline's got to think differently, and that's where I see where this IAG is starting to say, hey, we've got this powerful marketing that works. Yeah. We've worked it for 30 years. And the hotels don't have quite that much brand power. And then you've got other retailers. And it could be smaller retailers, but could be probably big box stores. The fifth one on this week's Weekly Traveler reads, hotels are so far behind the times they still use fax machines to accept credit card payments. Paul, a fax machine. This is the year 2024. And when we started this company 38 years ago, we were using a fax machine.
That was how we did the Weekly Travel.
Yeah, we just started using a fax machine and we sent those faxes. And now to make some payments to certain hotels, you still require a fax so that it
data security.
Security.
It's a credit card security thing, is they don't want anything done digital.
Come on. So the hotels are so far behind the times. So hopefully they're going to see in the next several years they're going to get up to speed. At least cryptocurrency. They're bragging about crypto and they can't even take payments. They have to take a fax.
I talked with a merchant company here earlier this week, actually, and they're working with ARC and some others to try to come up with a way that we can advance to the 21st century with our processes with hotels. And that's it's a great scare factor when I'm talking to somebody that wants to come into the industry. And I'm trying to figure out, are they tough enough to do what we do every day, what our team does every day? I'll be like, oh, yeah, no, we still use a fax machine. And when they look at you like deer in the headlights,
what is a fax machine? Yeah.
That gives you a little idea on what it is we're looking to bring in. So it's funny.
Hey, we've had a lot of fun today talking to you, bringing you the Weekly Traveler. Every Tuesday, we send out a Weekly Traveler via email to 100,000 people, and then we take that, summarize it here. Paul and I bring it to you on our podcast. and we enjoy doing that. Please, Paul, tell them where they have to press here, bing here, and bong there.
All right. The press bing bong is the like, subscribe, share, and add any comments or feedback below so we can make sure we're hitting on any topics that would be of interest in a future episode. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.